والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد أحبتي في الله، نعيش مع كتاب الله مع الآية 16 من سورة البقرة، مع قوله سبحانه: أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين. My dear brothers and sisters, this verse number 16 from Surah Al-Baqarah, and the simple meaning for this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Exalted said, they are the ones who trade guidance for misguidance. But this trade is profitless and they are not rightly guided. أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين. الأصل في أن الإنسان إذا أراد التعامل يبحث عن أفضل الخيارات ويجلب ما فيه النفع له ويبعد ما فيه الضرر عنه. هذه من أقل الأمور، لكن أن يأخذ الخبيث في مقابل الطيب، أن يجلب لنفسه ما يضر ويبعد عنها ما ينفع، هذه تجارة خاسرة. أما التجارة الرابحة فهي التجارة مع الله سبحانه وتعالى، تجارة لن تبور. قال سبحانه وتعالى عنها: تجارة تنجيكم من عذاب أليم. ومثل هنا بمسألة البائع، لأن أمر يتعامل الإنسان معه كل يوم، يشتري ويبيع، وفي كل أموره هو مقصده أن يأخذ ما ينفعه، لكن هؤلاء طرحوا ما ينفعهم ولم يجنوا من ذلك إلا البوار في الدنيا والآخرة. أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين. لماذا؟ لأن هؤلاء قد يكون ربحهم ربحا آنيا، يبحثون عن المنفعة الدنيوية الآنية، لكن التاجر بحق هو الذي يبحث عن الربح الدائم الباقي، الربح الحقيقي. بالعكس، هو ربما يعمل تنازلات ويدفع مصاريف. لماذا؟ لأنه ينظر إلى الربح الآخر. فهؤلاء من أجل لذة آنية خسروا الدنيا والآخرة. الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من أولئك الذين يتبصرون بعواقب أمورهم فلا يجدون إلا الخير لأنفسهم. آمين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing the case of those are hypocrites and give an example of a trade person or the business person. And why is that? Because that's a common example, that the day-to-day dealing, that's every day we are buying and selling. And then when you buy something or even you sell something in your mind to get some profit, bring in benefit, avoid harm. That's in the mind of each one of us. Gain pleasure, avoid the pain. You want to gain something. Otherwise, why are we making all of this? And actually, always that it's important discussion when you ask somebody what you are going to gain from this. What is your goal? Because you're thinking of what you are going to gain that actually might make you change your strategy. So I wanted this. Okay, this is the route, not the other. And sometimes in order to gain something, you have to make compromise, you have to pay something, you have to make the effort, and you gain that. And what you want to gain, you don't want a temporary gain or a fake one. You want an actual gain. Sometimes you find a number in the account of somebody, but all of that is a loan. It's not even belong to him. Yes, it's temporary, that's in their account, but it's not. So you feel a pressure? No. Then you should feel pain. So that's not actually actual profit. So why I'm saying that? Because of, whatever you do in your life, it should be countable. They are taking the wrong route and the high risk with no benefit for themselves. So what they are gaining and what they are giving up. Allah said, اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى, which should be the opposite. And not only they give up huda, no, اشتروا. That's the worst part. They made the effort to make themselves have a miserable ending. If somebody maybe is not working, it's not gaining, you understand kind of a person, he give up or he's lazy or different reasons. But somebody is making the effort to gain something not going to be beneficial for him. And that's their example. أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين. And Allah used the word trade. And the best trade is trade with Him. It might be it's a little bit hard. It might be it's a little bit struggle. But it's fine. What you should do not look at your current moment. Look ahead. That's most of the time, most of the successful people, they didn't look at just their current situation. No. They calculate the result. They said, okay, now I will make the effort and even I'll put a lot, capital and I will do a lot of effort now, but that's fine. I will struggle a little, but I calculated that at the end, I will have this. And they will take the risk. If they're not taking the risk, they're not going to be actually successful. Most of the time, of course. So now, when you're making a trade, you have always to ask yourself what you are going to gain from this. And by the way, this is a question, it's really important. You might wake up somebody when you ask that person, what is your goal? What you are gaining from that? What you're ending? How you're going to be in 10 years? How are you going to be in 100 years? You know what? 100 years? I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be buried, or according to their culture, be burned somewhere, and my ashes will be collected somewhere. Going to be not there. Okay. And then what? What's going to be after that? So give them questions. Let them ask. Is that end of it? Or you're going to stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At that time you will see the result of your work. So you need to shift their way of thinking, not in their current present moment, but in the here, on ahead, on they look at the most important point that they should work for it. So فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين. It's a very good example that for all of us, as we as a human we want to gain, And we think we are sometimes, are smart doing trade. Yes, this is, important for us. If we need to be successful, you have to look at your gain from all of that. And that's, what actually method sometimes I use with the people. When I see them understand the concept, the main concept of Islam, but they are a little bit discouraged taking a step, I tell them what you are going to lose. They said, nothing. What you are going to gain? They start mentioning many things. Okay, so we're not taking the step. That just a little, push, it might make them, yes, to take the step. So those, method, that's if the Quran, we take it from the Quran, because the Quran knows how, as a human, we're thinking of a pleasure. But our problem, we are thinking of that moment, the pleasure of this moment, and we need to shift that. Just yesterday, our brother, he was talking to me. He said, when I was a Christian, I was happy. And then he said, I accepted Islam with myself, and I started reading. While I reading more, I developed doubts, which I understood, because if you're not reading from the right source, or if you are not connecting yourself with the knowledgeable people, those doubts will start. Especially if you're yourself, being directed to some website has a question mark. They meant to throw that in your heart. So what I said to that person, it doesn't mean that you are happy. That means you are doing the right things. So why, as a human, we connect happiness, with good result, and struggle with a bad result? Why? Because we are looking at this moment. I said to him, let's imagine you are happy till the end of your life. And truly you feel happy and you feel peace. But then, what's going to happen? And then, when I start asking then, because we are going to die. Think of this. You are happy all your life, you're going to die. And what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Just one dip in the hellfire will make you to forget all the pleasure of this life. So how come that this life, all of it, is nothing? It's nothing. You have the best life ever. You are happy. But all of that pleasure and happiness will gone in 1 second when the person will be dipped in hellfire. And in the other hand, if somebody has miserable life, very difficult life, and then will be given just a blink to the paradise, that will make him forget all of that struggle, that blink of an eye. So choose for yourself what you are going to be end with. So do not just look at your current moment that actually might distract you from the main goal. Look ahead. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those that are successful in their trade with Him. May Allah make us to have the right business, and that the business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.